Okay, students, in last lecture we have studied till the fifth question of exercise on 1.1. Now we are starting with the sixth question. What is the sixth question? Multiply 6 by 13 by the reciprocal of minus 7 by 16. So we should here we are asked to multiply 6 by 13 by the reciprocal of minus 7 by 16. So here I have written 6 by 13. We have to multiply it, so I have taken a sign of multiply, and we have to take the reciprocal. Okay, when we are doing reciprocal, numerator becomes denominator and denominator becomes numerator. So 16 goes to the top and 7 goes to bottom. As simple as that. We just have to multiply it. Here we have plus and here we have minus, and there is a sign of multiplication. Whenever we have multiplication, we will do plus minus minus. Okay, now 16 6 are 96 and 13 7 are 91. So that is the answer. Okay, it's a quite simple question. Okay, the next question is, tell what property allows you to compute this. Okay, now here is a question of, see, 1 by 3 into 6 into 4 by 3, and we have to compute it as 1 by 3 into 6 into 4 by 3. What we have done here, it is just look like this. See, A into B into C is equals to A into B into C. If we can compare it, it looks like this. Okay, now we already know that this type of condition is known as the associative property. So we can say here the question, what is the question? Tell what property allows you to compute that. That which property is allowing it? The property is associativity, or we can say in other language, we can say, or in other words, we can say the associative property. We can answer it in two ways. Either we will use this word associativity, or we will say associative property. You can use any of two words. Okay, now question number 8. What is the question? Is 8 by 9 the multiplicative inverse of minus 1 complete 1 by 8? So first of all, if we want to know that 8 by 9 is multiplicative inverse of this or not, we first have to convert this mixed fraction into simple fraction. So to convert this mixed fraction into simple fraction, I have taken this minus 1 outside. We already know that how to do it. We just simply do 8 ones are 8, 8 ones are 8, and 8 plus 1, that is 9, and remaining is divide by 9. So we have 9 by 8. What is the question? 8 by 9 is the multiplicative inverse of this or not? What is the meaning of multiplicative inverse? Multiplicative inverse is nothing but when we multiply these two things, answer should be 1. Okay, so whenever we multiply it, 8 by 9 into minus 9 by 8, 8 got cut, 9 got cut. So the answer is 1, but the sign is minus here, and here it is multiplication. So we will use the formula plus minus minus. Okay, that is why we get the answer minus 1. When we can say these two are multiplicative inverse, when we have answer 1. Okay, when we multiply them together. But here we are not getting here we are not getting plus 1. Here we are getting minus 1. That is why we can say answer is no. Okay, these two are not multiplicative inverse of each other. We can simply say that. Okay, question number 9. If 0.3 the multiplicative inverse of 3 complete 1 by 3, okay, it is also going through same procedure. Let us convert this mixed fraction into a simple fraction. Okay, again the same procedure. 3 3s are 9, 9 plus 1 10, so we will have 10 divided by 3. Okay, here we have 0.3, so 0.3 can be written as 3 by 10. We can write it like that. If we multiply them together, 10 by 3 into 3 by 10, we can say 3 3 cut, 10 10 cut. The answer is, here we get answer 1. That is why we can say the answer is yes, these two are multiplicative inverse of each other. Okay, so we can say 0.3 is a multiplicative inverse of 3 times 1 by 3. I hope you students can understand. It's quite easy to understand. Okay, now that is the 10th question. Number 10. Write first the rational number that does not have a reciprocal. It means we have to write a rational number which does not have reciprocal. Okay, so we already know that how we are doing reciprocal. We are just interchanging the positions of numerator and denominator. Okay, so what will be the answer? The answer will be 0. See, 0 is a rational number. Okay, and if I reciprocal 0, I have mentioned the procedure here. See, 0 can be written as 0 by 1. Okay, we can divide anything by 1. It will not change the answer. Okay, if I do the reciprocal, then 1 goes to numerator and 0 goes to denominator. It becomes 1 by 0. Whenever we have 1 by 0, whenever we have even 0 at denominator, 0 as a denominator, the answer becomes undefined. Okay, the answer is not defined. Okay, because this 1 by 0, we cannot write 1 by 0 is equals to p by q. We already studied that every rational number is a number which can be written as p by q, but we have also studied that q should not equal to 0. Q must not equal to, not should, q must not equal to 0, and p and q are always integers. Okay, p and q are always integers and q is not equal to 0. Here q is 0, so we can say it is not a rational number, or we can say even it is not a number itself. Okay, so that 0 is the rational number where we cannot have any reciprocal, so the answer is 0. Okay, now the second question. The rational number that are equal to their reciprocal. Okay, so we have to write all the rational numbers whose reciprocals are equal to that number. Okay, it means reciprocal and original numbers are same. Okay, so we can say 1 and minus 1 are that numbers. How? If I take reciprocal of 1, the answer will be 1. If I take reciprocal of minus 1, the answer will be minus 1. So see, original number and reciprocal are same. Okay, so the answer will be 1 and minus 1. There are two rational numbers which are as same as its reciprocal. Okay, now the third question. The rational number that is equal to its negative. Again, the answer is 0. Why? The rational number that is equal to its negative. So if I take a negative of 0, it does not mean anything. Okay, either we write positive 0 or negative 0, it does not mean anything, because minus 0 does not exist. Okay, or plus 0 does not exist. It will even not affect to the value of 0. Minus 0 is equal to 0, we can say. Okay, that is why we can say if I take a negative of 0, it will give me the same answer as question. Okay, so the answer is 0. Okay, now 11th question. Fill in the blanks. See, 0 has blank reciprocals. It means 0 have how many reciprocals? Now we have already studied here that 0 does not have any reciprocal. So we will answer it as no. 0 has no reciprocal. Okay, if I write 0 has 0 reciprocal, it will create sometimes confusion. Someone may understand that 0 has reciprocal as number 0. Okay, that is why I have used this word no. 0 has no reciprocal. Okay, so students cannot get confused. Second, the numbers blank and blank are their own reciprocals. So that is also we have studied here that 1 and minus 1 have their own reciprocal. Okay, so answer is 1 and minus 1. Okay, third question. The reciprocal of minus 5. Now we already know how to do that. We just need to divide it by 1, and for reciprocal we are just going to exchange the positions. So if I exchange the position, I can write minus 1 by 5. 1 goes to the numerator and 5 goes to the denominator. Okay, now the fourth question. Reciprocal of 1 by x is what? Where x is not equal to 0. It is again as simple as that. We just have to interchange the positions. So if I take x in numerator, 1 in denominator, I can say the answer is x, or we can say x divided by 1, but we already know that if anything is divided by 1, it does not make any change. Okay, so we can simply say answer is x. We doesn't need to write x divided by 1. Okay, fifth question. The product of two rational numbers is always. Now we already know that if we take two rational numbers, okay, for example, I take 1 by 3 into, if I take 2 by 5, and if I multiply it together, here it is plus and here it is minus, and it is in multiplication, so we can say plus minus minus, 2 ones are 2 and 3 5s are 15. So we can clearly see that if I take two rational numbers and multiply them, the answer is always a rational number. Okay, that is a confirmed case. That is why we can write answer is a rational number. Okay, and the sixth question is the reciprocal of a positive rational number. Okay, reciprocal of a positive rational number. If I take any positive rational number, for example, if I take 1 by 7, it is a positive rational number. If I do the reciprocal of that, I will have 7. Okay, now we need to understand that 7 is also a rational number, because rational number is nothing but the number which can be written in the form of p by q. So we can write 7 as 7 by 1. Okay, so it is always in p by q form. So a reciprocal of any positive rational number will always be a positive rational number. We can write also rational number, but positive rational number will be a accurate answer. Okay, because if I write a rational number, then rational number always contains negative answers also. And here we can see, if I take a positive rational number, it will always give us positive rational number, not negative. Okay, that is why positive rational number will be an exact and precise answer. Okay, if I just write rational number, then it will little bit be confusing, or it will be an unclear answer. Okay, it will be an unperfect answer. If I write positive rational number, then it will be an exact and perfect answer. Okay, that's all for today.